Welcome back to the show. Now let me take you right into our next story, but before I do so, I want to quote the lyrics of Michael Jackson's Heal the World for Good Measure. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Now this story will show you and me how this thought is actually being put into action, and by none other than Chennai's next generation of teenagers. Shift Focus sure had a good dose of Gen Next at the Samutta Venkata Subbarao Concert Hall over the weekend. These kids were attending the Concert for Japan, a fundraiser by kids and for kids for the victims of the tsunami in Japan.
After 2 long months of working together as 14 members of this team, we brought together quite a great lineup of 6 bands, 5 soloists, the best that Chennai has to offer, and we're very excited to be presenting that to you today.
Now, the Concert for Japan is raising funds for the kids in Japan. So, when y'all started off with this, what was the idea and what have you learned through this process, the entire process?
Well, we learned quite a bit from this process, but the Concert for Japan, basically the funds raised through this concert, every single penny of this goes to the organization Save the Children, an organization basically committed to long-term relief funds, and this helps set up, the long-term recovery programs in Japan for the kids.
What started off as a classroom presentation about Japan's tsunami in March became a seed of hope towards helping the millions who had lost family, homes, and hope. The kids from the American school brainstormed, and it didn't take too long to work at the idea of having a music concert. School kids by day, judges, salesmen, organizers, creative heads, managers and volunteers by night, the teens have worked relentlessly over the last couple of weeks in putting up the Concert for Japan. 6 bands were shortlisted to perform at the 2-day event. And boy, did the concert have some young fans all right, not to mention young talent too. Enjoying yourselves, then it's these kids here who are enjoying themselves even more. Sana and Arjun, you're from the group Paper Cranes. Okay, so how was it for you all when you all came up with this idea at school that you're going to put together a concert and music? So what was your first thought?
So basically this idea came up after our school talent show, and everyone came up on stage and they played, and so we had a fundraiser for Japan going on already, but then make it bigger, better. And Chennai's got loads of music talent. Anyone knows that. Go to any culturals, you'll see that. So everyone's waiting for an opportunity to come on stage, and this was a good one. So that's how it started. Started back in April with a Facebook group. Thank you very much, Mark Zuckerberg. And right now on the site we have 1,300 people attending. I don't know if they showed up or not, but it's pretty full. So.
Okay, now when you guys actually were shortlisted to be performers, because I heard that you all had very rigorous, auditions and things like that. So when you finally knew that you're going to be part of this entire concert, what was your thought?
I thought, okay, cool, because we did set up the concert. Well, they did most of it. I just showed up for practices and hit drums and stuff.
He's one nifty player. You play really well. You think these kids are all about the spotlight. But hey, I'll have you know that although the 6 bands did have their moments of fame, their maturity to understand human suffering surely was a humbling experience for the adults in the audience.
I've asked Bobby Dylan, I've asked the Beatles, I've asked him on Ray, but he couldn't help me either. They call me the seeker. I've been searching low and high.
I think they're leading by example, and there are a lot of us so-called adults who really need to take up something from this. They came up with the idea themselves. Inspiration was their own empathy towards the situation there. They have a skill and a talent and a passion in hand, it's music. They decided to put everything together. Kids are really embodying the concept of a global village. You know, it's that thing of being able to reach out from one corner of this subcontinent and touch somebody else's life halfway around the world. That is what it's about.
The children here in Chennai are pretty socially conscious, and I'm kind of, this meets my expectations in that regard. It's good to see that they're looking at people elsewhere in the world who are in need and really taking some positive action to help those people.
Chennai's who's who in attendance, along with dignitaries from the Japanese and American consulate, this event was no amateur event. With over 6.5 lakhs raised, the young teens of Chennai have shown us and the world what MG sang in Heal the World. Love is strong. It only cares for joyful giving.
Maybe there is a God above, but all I've ever learned from love is how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. It's not a cry that you hear at night, it's not somebody who's seen the light, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah.
Before I came here, they had also had the meeting of condolence to show the respect, to sympathy to Japanese victims by this earthquakes. And this time they themselves organized this concert. So I'd like to express my heartfelt thanks to the organizer and the students and those who were involved in this concert.
So unkind, but you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Thank you.
What do you think of, your fellow friends and classmates kind of putting this entire thing together?
I'm actually really proud of them that they could do such a good job and be so successful, and I'm actually having a really good time, and all my friends are too.
What did I tell you? Now, Jackson may have penned that Heal the World song long before these teens were born, but today they are testimony to that spirit of the song. Now, with that thought, take a break and come right back because I have more news on the other side. Want a kitchen that's modern and functional? Shift Focus tells you how.